Welcome into the Three Wise Men. He is Diamond Dave Bowen. This is Dr. Buckeye Brady Stabler, and I am Miles Holiday. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Guys, it is really a great time of year right now. Football, the league championships are wrapping up. We got the playoffs ahead of us. Volleyball's in tournament. All the playoffs and other sports are going on. Guys, what do you like about this time of year?
Well, first of all, the weather's been great. Yeah. Still, football season going a little too fast, but my favorite part about this time of year is being able to really dial in and zero in on those playoff matchups in football, really start to get an idea who's going to host, who's fighting for a bye, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, every Tuesday, I believe, it comes out, all the rankings, and we see who the points are, and then everybody tries to figure out who's going to make it and who's not, who has to win. Dave, what do you like about this time of year?
Well, everything you've worked for all season long, it culminates to this point of the year. So you're getting after it, you're digging in, and if you've had a tough year, you have new hope with the tournament in volleyball, and maybe you squeak into the playoffs and football-wise, so it's just a real exciting time.
All right, a couple things. You guys got to make sure that you get the app. The stuff on the app is absolutely fantastic. I was watching it. I got to hear Diamond Dave Bowen on there. I was like, wow, great job, Dave. And next week we're going to have our letter segment. So, Dave, go ahead and give them that email address if you could.
threewisemen@WTLW.com.
You're going to flip it over. Are you not going to sing the song like Danny?
No.
I thought you would sing.
No, yeah. Letters. We got letters. We got lots and lots of letters. Well, I guarantee that is not the best thing that you hear all week. So, Brady, what is the best thing you saw all week?
So, saw a lot of good things this week, but most of it came on Friday night. So, a few things back up my way. Shout out the Antwerp Archers. They got a big rivalry win over Wayne Trace, being down 13-0 near halftime.
Did that hurt you, being a Wayne Trace fan?
It hurt me a little bit, but I respect the Archers a lot and Coach Hale, and that's a big win for them. Secondly, also in Paulding County in the GMC, Paulding, their first 8-win season. They're 8-0, first 8-win season since 1991.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
That's 8 years before I was born, so it's been a while, but they get there.
Dave was 40.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure you guys will touch on this, but was tracking Marion Local with one of my friends from down that way the other night. Yeah. How about that? I mean, how do they keep doing it? And I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of former athletes in the WSN cover area. My best friend Ethan Linder and his now wife Janae Hoying from Minster, both standout athletes, got married on Saturday.
Oh, so, nice. And you got to miss the Buckeye game for that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Why do people get married in the fall? I don't understand it. But good, congratulations, guys, and I hope it's a great marriage. Dave, what's the best things you saw all week?
Well, I'm going to start with, the GMC. And we talk about how Coach of the Year usually is the team that won the conference and everything, but yet some of the best coaching goes with teams that are struggling or working hard to find wins.
Some of your best years are when you take what should have been a 2-win team and you got 5 wins out of it, right?
And I saw the Antwerp Archers volleyball team. They finished the year with 4 wins. Not real impressive wins, losses, but their tallest player is 5'6", 5'7". They worked extremely hard. They fought all year long. And that team and the coach, they were on the same page all year long. So compliments to them for just battling. That's what education-based athletics are all about.
That's fantastic.
Secondly, had an official come up to me this fall, Stephen McCrae. He's a basketball official. He's also a volleyball official. And he gave me this. He said, I want to give this to you in representation of WOSN and thanking them for everything they do for high school kids, but that they also do for us as officials. When there are tough calls and everything, they understand that they got to give the officials some leeway and work together, and you guys do a great job with that. So that was real nice of him. He worked the state basketball tournament last year, and he wanted us to have this. So that was real nice of Stephen McCrae.
Wow, he's never heard any of my broadcasts, apparently.
I didn't bring up your name, Miles. I wanted to, but no, we better ride with the good feels right here.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, it is. Thirdly, New Bremen volleyball, Mary Brindler. We had that big game last week against Coldwater, and New Bremen came away with the W, and then how things fell out. They ended up winning the MAC. But Mary Brindler, she is a hitter, for New Bremen, but she also plays back row.
Right.
She leads her team in kills with 284. She's third on the team in digs with 169. I was just so impressed with her in that match as a senior. It was senior night. She's going to Morehead State to play volleyball. Just very impressed with how she played and how she led her team.
She's been a great leader for a really young volleyball team over there.
Exactly, and look out for New Bremen come tournament time, Division 6. And then finally, was fortunate enough to have the call in WSN of the Marion local Anna game.
Did you get a little excited?
Got a little excited at times, and Jack McGuire, he leveled things out as a colored commentator, but it was a great game, great competition. That's what high school athletics are all about. Two teams laying it all on the line. Just an awesome, awesome football game that went into double overtime.
All right, go for two. Good move?
Good move, great move.
Going for two, good move?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll talk a little bit about that as we move on. All right. I have I have many things, and this is why we call it the best things that we saw. Because Dave was on a show a long time ago. He goes, "How do you limit it to one?" Right. So we all have so many great things. Ada Chrisman at Patrick Henry, got to see her a second time. They clinched the NWAL title. She's at the middle of the net at 6'2", and just swatting everything against Swanton. Swanton is a very good volleyball team, but she is such a force in the middle for Patrick Henry. Watch them. I have a feeling they're going to go on a huge, deep run, might even win the state title in volleyball. She is amazing. On Thursday, we went to Stryker. If you guys have never been to Stryker, make sure you have the caramel corn at the concession stand. It's fantastic. They had basically the league championship against Eden. And the atmosphere in Stryker was absolutely amazing. All the student section, and these were just scrappy girls. I mean, a big, tall Eden team, and the scrappiness of Stryker came out, and they won it because they outworked them. That was a fantastic environment. And then I had a game Friday night with Randy Roberts at Van Wert against OG. The future for Van Wert football is something else. Michael Cowan climbed a ladder like Lynn Swan on a post route, outran everybody. Zach Crummy, if you're worried about his development as a thrower, he threw guys open for a touchdown. He is the real deal. I talked to him after the game. I said, there was no one open, right? He goes, no, I threw that one open. Oh, that's elite level stuff right there. But they have this guy, 5'7", a little ball of hate, Briggs Wallace. This guy, if there's a tackle made on kickoff and it's not Briggs Wallace, that'll be the first time ever. This guy loves kickoffs. He runs down, and it is, you know how crazy it is that you want to be a human being and run at top speed from 50 miles an hour, from 50 yards out, and hit another human being? Briggs loves it. It was a fantastic thing. And then I got to say, Columbus Grove, how about Andy Coles, the defensive coordinator over there? 0, 0, 7, 0, and 0. That's what they've given up in their last 5 games. That is a great job by a defensive coordinator over there.
Unbelievable, and especially when you think about who he was going up against, the guy we've talked about every week, you know, and I mean, one of the premier players in Northwest Ohio, and Braxton Leith.
The lethal weapon.
Yeah, absolutely, and holding him to just, what was it, 50 yards, 55 yards?
54 yards, 54 yards, yeah. And the last but not least, our good friend Danny Holbrook and I, we went to the Steelers and Browns game yesterday, and it was great to see Danny. You could see it. It's starting to click in his head. Maybe I should become a Steelers fan. Maybe.
He had his Browns jersey on,
He
right?
did. He loved Acrisure Stadium. I offered him to wave the terrible towel. He almost grabbed it. He was having the time of his life. Steeler fan was really gracious to him. They were fantastic, and he even stood up for Renegades. So, Danny, come join us. Be part of a winner, buddy. Those are the best things that we saw all week. Interview time here on the Three Wise Men, and we have a special one from Colida High School. Going to play her volleyball at Rutgers, Malia Romas. Congratulations, first and foremost. Came out yesterday, PCL Player of the Year. When you got that honor, give me some of your reactions that you had when you first got that.
Well, my coach FaceTimed me, and she pretended like I didn't get it. Yeah, she was like, I tried as hard as I could, but they only sent me home with this, and she like pulled it out. So then I was like, you're joking with me, and she goes, nope, it's yours. So then, I mean, I was so excited, I ran downstairs, told my mom, called my dad. He's at DC right now, so yeah.
That is fantastic. The amount of work, the amount of time that to get rewarded for something like that had to be extra special.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. All right, so you started loving volleyball at what age?
Since I was young, because my older sister played, but I mean, I started playing in 5th grade, so probably since then. 5th
grade, you probably did the travel, all that stuff.
Yep.
Volleyball's been ingrained in your family forever. So getting an award like that, getting recognized, getting a scholarship to Rutgers, all worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about Rutgers that you fell in love with?
It's honestly the atmosphere, the people. Our coaching staff is great. They're very much like personal coaches, and I really like that about them. The first time I went there for camp was freshman year, and all the girls were just so welcoming, and ever since then I just loved it.
So they came in early for you as far as being a favorite.
Yeah, volleyball is different. You can't recruit until going into their sophomore year, so they can get a hold of your coaches and talk to them about camps. So they can have you come in and then just watch you, and their girls kind of run the camp. So. And
tell me how you balance this, because it's my understanding from Coach you had 30 Division I offers. Is that correct?
Not quite 30.
Okay.
I think it was 8. Okay. I think I ended up with, but
I know she's real proud of you. She threw that number out to me.
More than David.
Yeah, definitely. At Division III.
It was. I honestly just narrowed down based off of like my personal relationships with them, because I had multiple conversations with them, because it took me about a half a month before I committed. So it was just kind of narrowing down, and I was down to 4. And then finally I was like, this just feels right. I just kind of went with my gut feeling, and I mean, I think I picked right. So, I mean,
Yes, absolutely. And you're going to graduate early and head to Rutgers to get things rolling. Tell me about that process and what's going to happen in the spring for you.
So after I committed in July, we kind of threw the idea out there, and then ultimately I was like, I want to be able to get the school part down, because the Big Ten is so huge. I'm constantly traveling. I wanted to get the school part down before I had to go into balancing playing every single day and trying to keep up with school. So I think we're allowed 8 hours in the gym, so it's enough volleyball to keep me good with the volleyball side, but then also I can get my schoolwork down.
Very smart. So you talked about starting really falling in love around 5th grade. At what point did you realize that you wanted to play college volleyball? And then at what point did you realize, like, I'm not just going to play college volleyball anywhere, I'm going to play big-time college volleyball?
So I think it really hit me that I really wanted to when I was an 8th grader. So one of my best friends is Karis Willow, and that was the year she committed to Penn State. So after seeing her do that, I said, I can do this. I can do this. I can go out there and I can be that next person. And so honestly, ever since then, it's always been just a dream. And then I moved clubs, and all of a sudden I'm having coaches on my court, and that's honestly when it hit me, is like, this is a for real thing. It's not just a dream anymore. So,
have you enjoyed this whole recruiting process? I know a lot of kids, we interview them, they're getting recruited, and you can tell it's a stressful thing, right? And other kids like, man, it was great. I got to go to this school, got to go to this school. How about you? What's been your experience?
Honestly, I loved it. It's not really a thing for volleyball around here that's like D1, Big Ten, whatever. So I really enjoyed it because it was a new experience for me, and it was stressful, but it's almost like I'm gifted to be able to do this. Not everyone gets to do this, so be grateful you get to do this.
Now, who is Rutgers' big rival in the Big Ten when it comes to volleyball?
They don't really. Honestly, it's just the teams that are close with them. So they entered the Big Ten 5 or 6 years ago, so they're toward the bottom. So it's honestly everyone. It's them trying to prove themselves and them trying to beat everyone. So
That's a good position to be in, though, right? You can be in a program that rises to the top and be a part of that.
Yeah.
And for the next level, what area right now on October 13, 2025, what area do you think you need to improve in the most at the collegiate level to be able to compete?
Honestly, it's me getting stronger, in the weight room, but then also knowing how to play everything, because honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there. So, I mean, for school, I play outside, and that's been a switch because it's usually been I play outside one rotation, middle twice. So, just club and everything, I play middle. So it's honestly just learning how to play everything. So.
And with high school, you play back row as well.
Oh yeah, and I set last year, so we got everything.
Malia, talk to me about this. We live in a day and age where a lot of kids are really invested in the travel ball and the club aspect for volleyball. Talk about how you've been able to manage, going to camps and playing club, but also prioritizing, wanting your Kaleida Wildcats to do well.
Yeah, it's so nice that they're in different seasons so they don't overlap, but honestly, if you want to get recruited and you want to go play, you need to play travel, and you need to play travel in big tournaments. High school is great. It's so good to get better, but I mean, for me, that when I switched clubs and I went to athlete headquarters is when it like blew up recruiting wise. So it's just trying to balance school and your high school and also still doing club, because last year I went down south. I went to Mintonette and Columbus. So I was driving to Columbus 3 times a week, and I was having back-to-back tournaments and all over places, Atlanta, Florida. Like it's just trying to balance everything and also still sleep.
You have, You have to have some parents that are crazy about volleyball along with you, right? How important has that relationship been? Because it's not like they're saying, "Oh, go have fun at this city," right? They are traveling with you. The time, the money, all of it is a big commitment.
Yeah, they've put in a lot of time, and they've taken off a lot of days to be able to travel with me to all of these places, because they're just so much invested in my future as I was. So
I saw Mom. She's got a Rutgers pullover on.
Always.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff.
So as you look at, let's get back to the present a little bit. You lead your club with 366 kills, 1,300 during your career. Awesome.
Fantastic.
And these Kalida Wildcats, you're a #1 seed. Tell me a little bit about the season and how it unfolded and your hopes as the tournament trail starts.
Yeah, so we had 4 big-time seniors graduate this past year. So we needed a lot of freshmen and a lot of girls who haven't had as many varsity minutes step up this year. And honestly, they've done a great job. They've all stepped up into this role that we needed them to play. And we started off, honestly, very good. We had a great summer. And then our first couple games, they're easier games. And it's just, we played great in those. We had a couple rocky games in there. But I think really when it clicked was our Pioneer Invitational when we beat Allen East, Fairview, and Liberty Bend. I think that honestly just is where we clicked, and it's just been going great since then. So.
And as you look at the season, most satisfying victory, and what match would you like to have back?
Most satisfying victory, honestly, probably Fairview. That was was a great game. We were there. We gave them their first loss, so that was just great. Honestly, game I would like to have back is Ottoville. I want to rematch with them so bad, because that's such a long-term rival, and just that was my 1,000th kill game too. We needed that back. So
Good.
Malia, being at the small schools, it's not common. We talked about it a little bit, but it's not common for kids to go play Division I sports. How have you kind of embraced and accepted the leadership role within the volleyball program and within the school, and what has that kind of meant to you?
Yeah, I try my hardest to kind of put what I've done out there to try to help other people, just if they want to do something like this. Like, I work with our 5th and 6th grade girls. I help coach them because my aunt coaches them.
That's fantastic.
I try to get involved with, all of our JV girls, our freshmen, all of our 8th grade, 7th grade, and then obviously I try to post on social media about us as much as possible, and I just try to be the inspiration that I wanted to have. So
Dave brought up that you set, you've been outside, you've been middle. What's your favorite spot? If you got to pick your favorite place to play, what do you like to play?
Honestly, I would be a setter.
Really?
It was so much fun. If I was left-handed, I would be a setter every time. It's so much fun. You constantly are touching the ball. You're involved in every single play.
Yeah, you're the quarterback.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
The point guard, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Okay, now, being a big-time player, teams will know who you are all the time, right? What are some things that they do to try and affect how you play the game?
Their students cheer in the stand. They yell overrated.
Dave's used to that.
There was one game where the students were just saying crazy stuff like, "I'm going to call Rutgers, get them to pull your offer," but honestly, stuff like that doesn't really affect me.
Oh, good.
That stuff's been happening to me since I was a freshman. Okay. So, it's honestly if you're going to say that to me, I'm just going to play better. So you might as well be quiet. Just be a fan.
You kind of feed off of it?
Oh, yeah. I love it.
That's awesome.
That's great being a competitor. You mentioned about younger girls on the team and freshmen, and one of those freshmen happens to be your sister, correct?
Yeah.
How's it been playing with Valerie?
It's been good.
Uh-oh.
That was a slow good, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's always weird playing with your siblings. It's always like, stop bossing me around, like stuff like that.
Sure.
So
Is it because she leads in blocks and and she lets you know that all the time? Is that the case?
It's me bossing her, and she doesn't like that. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I think she takes it well most times, but I mean, she just takes it more than other people do because she's my sister. So maybe I'm a little hard on her. I don't know, but I just want her to be good. So.
Well, it's not like she's going in the student section heckling you, though, right?
No,
exactly.
No, she would never.
All right, good.
You talked about you're outside of volleyball. You're going to study sports business or business, and kind of focusing on sports. How did you land on that, and what are your goals outside of volleyball going forward?
So I looked into a bunch of stuff like healthcare. I looked into like engineering, stuff like that. I didn't really like any of it. And I love sports. I've always been around sports, and I love working with people. I love talking to people. So I'm like, I feel like this is going to be great, and I would love to coach. That's my biggest goal, is I want to be able to coach in college. So.
That's fantastic. A lot of stress, right? You're competing at a high level. You have the stress of school. You have the stress, the inner stress of how great you want to be, the stress of playing. How do you deal with stress? What are some ways, you're like, you know what, I just need to get away? Do you listen to music? You pet the dog? You go for walks? What do you do?
So honestly, I pray about it a lot. And then also, I'll just take myself on a drive and I just talk about it out loud. I just talk to myself about it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just, words can't hurt you when they're outside and not in your head anymore. So
I like that.
Yeah,
I really like that.
I just talk about it. I talk about it to my parents, my siblings, or if it's something I don't want to share, I just talk about it to myself.
Do you have a favorite scripture to help you pray for it or anything?
No, it's just whatever. Like,
Right.
I just say, I said, God, like, this is what I'm struggling with. Like, will you help me? So,
All right.
Yeah.
Do you ever answer yourself when you're driving?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'll say something, I'm like, why are you thinking that? Why did that go through your head? And it's like, that's kind of what gets me, like, that was never an issue. That was such a non-issue. Like, why was that bothering you so much? So.
All right, and when you finally get some free time and you want to have some fun, what are some things that you like to do?
I love going to Taco Bell. That's my favorite thing ever.
Me too.
That is
Enjoy
my
it while you
favorite thing
can.
ever. Yeah. I love eating. That is my favorite thing to do. Or
What's your
like,
go-to?
Taco Bell.
No, I know, but on the menu.
Oh, I get a grilled cheese burrito
Oh, nice.
and a quesadilla.
Yeah, tough to eat
And
in
then
the car,
another
though.
side.
Yeah.
Oh, I park.
Okay.
I park. Yeah.
What's your closest Taco Bell?
Ottawa.
That's right.
Yeah, so.
Nice.
From my house, about 10 minutes.
Do they
but
know
it's
you
worth
when you
it.
come through? Oh, here she comes
Oh, yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah. Orders the whole menu. I know her. Like.
Malia, did you play any other sports?
Yeah.
Up until
Yeah, so I played basketball up until sophomore year.
Yeah.
Well, through sophomore year until last year I went to Mintonette, so it was really, I couldn't really play anymore.
And Coach
then-
Huber, yeah. Yeah,
No,
just
we
kidding.
love him.
Yeah,
but,
great.
Then I did track up through last year, but I'm graduating early this year, so I can't play, so.
When you look at all your opponents, has there been one player that you're looking at across the net and you're like, I got to hit through her or hit around her? I'm not looking for this. Has there been one that way?
Yeah, Denasia Danzy, she's very good. She, I'm opposite of her because she's also an outside, but she's just one of those players that's like, you can tell that she's going to hit the ball hard every time.
Yeah.
So she's a very great player. One of the outsides, she's from Fairview. I think her name's Patience. She's also
Yes.
very good. So
Yes, she is.
yeah.
Yeah. I had a chance to call her a couple times. She is really good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite set? Like you like a quick in the middle?
I love running shoot balls on the outside.
Yeah.
They're my favorite because the block's never ready, so
Right.
you can just bounce them on the temple and it's highlight reel.
But again, there's a lot of times the block's there, but you being 6'4", you're over the
Yeah.
top of it
Yep.
already anyway. It's very impressive.
All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you've been fantastic so far, right?
Thank
So
you.
there's no pressure here.
Okay.
You don't need to talk to yourself or anything. These are going to be
Okay.
fun, all right? All right. Exactly what is a scarlet night?
It's just a night that's red.
Great answer.
I mean,
Great
The
answer.
night that's
Don't
red.
overthink it.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah, that
I-
marketing team over there is fantastic. What is your volleyball ick that you can't stand?
Black knee pads and black socks.
I don't think I've ever seen that. But,
Rutgers announced they're going with black knee pads and
Yeah.
socks for next year.
and arm socks that are black.
What is your pregame music that when it comes on, you're like, oh, I love this one?
We play a lot of Glorilla in our locker room.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
That's what Brady listens to all the
That's what
time.
everybody listens to in Kalida, I think.
Yeah, we always play that. So.
All right, now volleyball, you guys cheer. If someone ties their shoe right, you guys cheer, right? What is your favorite cheer in volleyball?
We have this ace cheer. We started it this year where the person who got the ace dances in the middle of the circle and everyone just cheers them on. It's so fun. And if someone has a bad attitude or a bad mood, it goes away in an instant because some of these dances are so funny.
Oh, I bet. All right, last one for you. How amazing does it feel when you get a great swing and it's free and you just pound the ground with it? How amazing is it?
Oh, it's like the most like crazy feeling. Like you just want to scream, but then also sometimes you're just like, you're so in shock that you can't say anything.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, we wish you a lot of luck at Rutgers, except for when you play the Buckeyes.
Even when I play the Buckeyes.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
We wish
Yeah.
you nothing but success. This has been so much fun. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
Welcome back. It's interview time on the Three Wise Men. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken. We're famous for catering too. They're our sponsor for this interview segment, and what a great interview segment it is here. We're joined by Coach Brooke Hutchins, Carly Hutchins, and Josie Hutchins. The WBL champs are in the house. Coming off of a big win today over top of Springfield. You advance in the tournament. You're the champs. How great is life?
Life is good.
Yeah, it's
Really
good.
It's good to be a winner for sure.
Yeah, when you guys had that huge win against OG last week, because last year you guys kind of lost that one, didn't get the championship, a little bit of revenge. How sweet was that to get that win over OG last week?
I mean, I don't know anything much sweeter than taking down OG, that's for sure. We had, I feel like we were prepared. We had, ramped up that matchup. It was final WBL matchup, and obviously the outright championship was on the line. So, we were prepared physically and mentally, and the environment was one that I don't know that it can be, replaced or replicated for sure.
Carly, as a senior, that had to just been top 10 of your high school career, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Especially to do it in 3, it just felt good. Yeah.
Josie, as a sophomore, do you look ahead and say this is what we should do every year?
Yeah, I feel like the next 2 years, I think we'll definitely be able to win or at least get close to winning because we've won the WBL in like our past grades of 7th and 8th grade, so I think we'll be good.
Well, and as a program, you won it in 23, runners-up last year, champs again this year. You're rolling. Josie has that ace to match point to take care of it, and then you storm the court, and I love it. We have it on WSN, and Coach, you are right there. How did that feel? I've had that feeling. I want you to explain it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, can you really sidestep the emotion and the passion, and it's not rehearsed. It's just whatever comes out. So
it's
that's
pure jubilation,
It is.
and it's everything that you put into it, all the hours and everything.
Yeah.
Just enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
And first of all, I thought you were going to jump on Josie. And you're like, no, I don't want her to get hurt. You're trying to pull her out. The rest of the girls are coming and about knocking you down. Awesome, just awesome.
I think if you and especially the moment for Josie, because obviously little sis, following in the footsteps of older sibling, it just was pure bliss, I think, for her to be able to solidify the game, and she was kind of rolling for several points to close out that set. So to keep her composure, I think as a sophomore was huge.
And with that OG match, that's one that I'm sure all three of you had circled before the year and you were looking forward to, and a great team, and obviously going against a great player in Sienna Fry. Any of you can talk about kind of the preparation and what went into that. Was it something you were looking forward to for weeks, months?
I feel like since the beginning of the year, it's just been a game that we've all looked forward to. I mean, practices, we've been preparing, and games, we've just prepared for the whole season, just used it for motivation and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like every practice, it was more prep for that game. So we worked every day to just be the best versions and get to that game to where we could be prepared for that environment and just the play overall.
And Carly, you and Sienna are teammates in club volleyball,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Was there any texting going on the week?
Trash talking.
No talking,
Respect.
but yeah, we respect
Yeah.
each other, and
Do you kind of take it personal though, because player of the year last year in the WBL, a teammate,
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the club season,
Yeah.
and you're one of the top players in the WBL. Do you take that personal when you're going against great competition?
yeah, kind of, yeah, I think so, and especially just being around her and playing, it just is like even more motivation to like want to do good and show how well we are as a team, and yeah.
Coach, it looks like you guys have had so much fun, right? And when you win championships, it's fun, right?
It's fun.
But you have to have that chemistry to get to that point. How much fun is it coaching not only your daughters, but this entire team?
I mean, I think obviously like we count our blessings daily, but I think it's an awesome thing. I think they can make strong statements for that as well, but it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. I mean, we're building, I think the biggest thing for us as a volleyball team is just building that connectivity, the mindset, not going away from each other, focusing on positivity always, because they're all very, very competitive. I mean, obviously these two are too. We've got a lot of girls that are, have tendencies to be like pretty, obsessive with details, but
It's a blessing but a curse, isn't
right,
it? Yeah.
right. And I think, as a coach, you're like, oh, that's an awesome thing. But at the same time, I think they have to cut themselves some slack at times and just, we call it riding the wave of the highs and lows and trying to stay, that neutral mindset. So it definitely takes some work to be intentional and, maintain that connection and competitiveness and accountability and, pushing, but not pushing too hard.
How do you guys handle that with mom as the coach? Do you go up to her and say, Mom, I want to talk to you as a mom right now? Or how do you guys control that whole communication? Because, sometimes as a coach, we all know we've coached, we're obsessive and we can't turn that off. How do you guys balance that?
Sometimes it's hard, like distinguishing like mom versus coach, but most of the time we try and keep it pretty professional, like just like talk, like just I don't know, talking to her like as a mom, but like in the coach too,
Right,
like yeah,
right.
but.
I just don't think I'm really good at hiding how I feel. So
Appreciate your honesty.
Probably very similar,
Yeah.
Josie and I. Like So you can just pretty much, we pretty much know, and we actually call her Trina sometimes when she gets in this like alter Josie mode. So when we get the Trina look, we know
Oh, I like it.
it might be time to, step back a little
Is
bit.
there a rule of 24, like 24 hours after the
I'm
match?
not good at that either. I mean, Joe, my husband Joe, is like, at least give them the car ride home. But it's tough because I'm like an immediate corrective feedback kind of
Okay,
gal,
Sure.
So
Joe's the calm water.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
yeah.
So at home, volleyball, is it volleyball talk all the time, year round, or is there times when it's like, okay, we got to quit talking volleyball?
I don't think so.
No.
All the time.
I mean, it's pretty much what we live, eat, breathe. I mean, obviously high school season goes to hopefully sometime in November, and club season picks up. I mean, you could take a couple weeks off, but we don't ordinarily like to let our skill lapse super long. So, and then they're running through July, into June, July.
But it's not so crazy where if she wants an orange for lunch, you're not setting it.
I don't know. It just depends how our hands were the night before.
With that, you brought up club, and I want to ask all of you, sports right now, high school sports, very demanding, specializing and having to play a sport year round to really be super successful in it. How do you guys manage that balancing, okay, we want to play club, but we also want to focus on our school ball and kind of mixing those together?
yeah, I think it's hard. I mean, balancing it all, it's just a lot of work, and then schoolwork, obviously, it's a lot, honestly. But I mean, if you're doing like what you love, it's all worth it in the end. So
I agree. I feel like sometimes like in the middle of club season it gets hard to keep going through, especially like during the winter time, but knowing you can go play volleyball and do what you like to do at night is just, it gives you the motivation to want to keep finishing it. So
All right, now I want you to break down your sister's game. What's the best thing that she does? And then I want you to break down your sister's game. What's the best thing that she does?
The best, well, she's very athletic. Like, I don't know, I just feel like she just goes. Like, she's all over the court sometimes, but I don't know, I'd say the best part of her game is she's super athletic and just goes up and gets whatever's up there and attacks it, so.
I think you're very, like, just skill, like, you focus on a lot of, like, just everything and very detail-oriented and all that, and just focus, like, it's just all good.
All right, now break down Mom's game. I know Mom gets active at practice, right? She hits it a little bit. What does Mom do well at practice, other than yell?
Everything.
Fine. I don't know.
Come on, I want to give some compliments. What do I do?
Give good
well?
feedback.
Give good feedback.
Feedback's good.
I think yours are good.
Yeah,
As I get a little bit older.
as you're old, your
I'm
arm.
She said old.
Your arm is really kind of weak.
Noodly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not bringing it anymore, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, the saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, I try to, but
There's always a chair.
It's still.
right, exactly. I'm on a chair. It's pretty good.
It's not as hard as it should be.
I'm going to switch the topic here.
Savor,
I don't
savor,
want a
Dave,
family
savor.
fight. From the first match till now, what's been the greatest area of improvement of this team?
I would say
18-5, 9-0 in the league.
consistency and ball control. I mean, like we preach that so much, and it's probably the biggest part of our game that we focus on. But it's, I feel like, the most important. So, like, first ball contact, serve reception. Digs don't have to be perfect, but they need to be up and not shanked. We've got good second ball. Like, we can better the ball. We have good out of system plays. We've got a lot of threats that I think can hit those balls. But overall, I just think the mindset, like, staying connected, not shutting down when they're very competitive.
Okay.
But they're perfectionistic. So when, like, things aren't going just like inside this box,
Oh, all right.
sometimes they in the past have had a tendency to, like, shut down mentally, stop talking a little bit, and then the disconnection, and then it just is like a domino effect.
Yeah, the momentum gets on the other side of the net, and you can't get it back.
So I feel like if we can ball control, keep that semi-consistent, and maintain, like, that mindset, we're going to be unstoppable. Because we've got a lot of threats. Like, we've got a lot of aggressive players. We've got a lot of athleticism, I think.
You do.
So I think that keeping the mindset neutral and ball control has evolved over the season.
I don't want to get too far ahead here, but kind of wrapping up the season, looking forward to tournament. You guys are one of the teams that's in a really unique position because of the expansion to 7 divisions. I look at your region. You have 2 districts feeding in from the central part of the state, another from the southeast part of the state.
Yep.
Kind of talk about, has anything gone into that yet, preparation-wise? Are you just taking it one game at a time, or kind of what is that going to look like for you?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't. I mean, I think it's all about perspective as a coach. I mean, those thoughts are in the back of your mind, but, like, I try not to overlook opponents, and I also try to kind of communicate that to players. Like, yes, our sights are on, down the line, but if we don't win Wednesday, lose or go home. So we definitely need to take care of business in the here and now, and then keep building on, like, the mindset and the ball control and all of the things, like the details part of the game that are going to, because we're going to match up athletically with teams. What's going to be the deciding factor is the discipline part of the game, not missing serves, staying in system more than not, swinging smart, not always going for the home run, but finding open parts of the court. And then, like, the studying, the IQ part of the game, like, we'll continue to do that as we face new opponents, but I definitely don't try to overlook. I mean, my dad brought up one of the girls that we'll face down the line, who obviously has to win too, and he was telling me, like, her overall stats, and I was like, okay, Dad, but we're not there yet.
So what's
Neither
like
are
it,
we.
isn't it? Yeah.
Right. So
You guys have
great.
won 17 sets in a row now after sweeping tonight. What is it about how you're playing right now that you guys really like? I mean, you're playing your best volleyball at the right time.
I feel like our mindset really, like we're all on the same page. We all want to win and we want to like continue this season as long as we can. So just fighting for each other, I feel like is what is pushing us through the end of our season.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we have a very like competitive senior class, and then the sophomore class is obviously helping. It's just, I don't know, I think it's all just clicking at the right times.
You guys have some really talented young players too. That's what's great about your program, right? It's not just 1 year. You can see they're going to have success. Who are some young players that we really need to keep an eye on?
I think Cadence.
Other than you.
Cadence, Wilson, Gianna, Upshaw, and then like Chelsea's Burkholder's doing really good, and then Gabby Gillis, Charlie Hefner, like basically our whole class.
their
I
whole
think
class
we'll all
is
be
really
pretty good.
strong.
I think we'll people. Yeah, I think we're pretty good all around.
Coach, had you last year when you guys had the outside, great event. It was fantastic, right? You guys got that win. You've had tremendous success. Why is it the best memory I have is you doing the Cupid Shuffle after?
it was probably pretty good, wasn't it? Way better than my attack, according to Charlie, but I got moves.
Yeah.
Clearly.
All right, getting back on the topic at hand. Best win of the season. Is it OG?
Yeah.
Okay. Next best win of the season after that, and then one you'd like to have back.
Coldwater.
Yeah, Coldwater was probably the next best.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a really good game.
Yep, that was a
about 1,000
WSN
degrees.
match.
Yeah, it was so hot.
One you'd like to get back. Like maybe you just didn't feel like you were at your best as a team, and
Trying to think.
I would say some of the invitationals we had, but like St. Henry, that was a really good game, but we should have finished it more strong.
I think New Bremen too.
Yeah.
We didn't. We just after. I think we played St. Henry first before them.
Well, we played
that-
Versailles and
Versailles.
should have won that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we lost to Versailles, and then
And played New Bremen.
yeah, and it just all of our minds just went downhill, and everybody just kind of gave up and just wasn't trying. and-
Wasn't your best.
Yeah, it wasn't our best
yeah,
version.
just
Yeah.
getting back to that
Yeah.
learning
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there, and
Right.
that's what you got to take with you now because you can't have those let-ups
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
or you go home.
Right.
All right, ladies. I have one question for you before I get to the rapid fire, okay? You guys will continue to advance in the tournament if you do
Ball control.
ball control.
Mindsets.
Oh, I like that.
Just all around like service receive and staying strong in our passing and consistent.
Okay, rapid fire. You ready? All
Sure.
three of you guys are in play here, okay? Favorite thing to eat after a match?
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Panda Express. Are we allowed to?
Are we
or
allowed
is
to-
it just
is
one
it-
answer?
No, no.
Oh, we're just shouting out. Okay.
Walsh Rado.
Really? Okay. Wait, volleyball players in Taco Bell?
Yeah,
They love it.
Promise,
Yeah.
promise, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
What's your go-to at Taco Bell?
I don't know. Maybe cheesy roll up, add beef.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, number 2 for you. Favorite pregame song to dance to?
Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah.
I can't. You go.
You guys have the music on in the
I'm
locker
sorry.
room
I
or
just
anything?
like, yeah, it's just like Nokia's good. Like, there's just
Any Drake songs.
yeah,
Any
Drake songs
Okay.
are good.
I was going to say, don't tell me you don't dance because
Yeah.
I watch pregame. That's
Yeah.
all I know is a pregame, right? All right, who has the best hair in the program?
Yeah, you got that.
Is that natural pink?
No. Naturally died. I had
Who
to
does the
cover
best
it up.
imitation of Coach on the team?
I feel like Sammy.
Oh, she does. I'll be watching out.
Oh, no. Sandy. Watch out, Sandy. All right, do you like trash talking in a match? Do you guys like that? No?
I don't do it, but
Teams
if I,
do, though, don't
yeah, they do. I think
I feel like it would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I did do it, I would.
I mean, I feel like if anybody could trash talk, it would be Trina.
Yeah,
I mean,
or
her
Addie
name's
Kriegel.
Josie, but
Right.
yeah,
Addie Kriegel likes to
probably
yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carly,
Sammy.
it's not. She's
I'm
pretty.
not. I'm kind of
Yeah,
calm and.
She
Let
just
your
lets it-
actions
yeah,
speak
yeah.
for you.
Because
Just point at the scoreboard.
I broadcast Albany in college, right? And a big thing is they like to flex after
Oh,
a big
yeah.
block through the net. And I just
Yeah.
think that's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, last one for you. Biggest volleyball ick. You can't stand seeing it on the floor. What is it, Coach?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll go my ankle socks.
Ankle socks, really?
Yeah, like no show socks.
Oh,
I don't like
yeah,
that.
No.
No communication on the court.
Oh, you're
just
going
like
that way.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
wow.
good
How
one.
about that one?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's way deeper. I was thinking.
I was thinking like
I was
black
thinking
knee
like-
I took
pads.
mine though, so I was gonna say.
What?
Like knee
Like-
pads.
Oh, black knee pads might be in.
That's a thing.
You guys wear the arms?
We do. Do you not like them?
Well, when did those come into style?
Like last season.
Recently.
We're fine.
Just recently. And how about the
How about
tank
just have
top?
sleeves?
Yes,
Yeah, I like
that's
those.
You guys have-
Yeah,
Yeah, we
showing
have
off
those.
as well.
I like that. Ladies, thanks so much for coming in. You guys had your match against Springfield. You came over after that. That was awfully awesome of you guys to come over and do that. And I hope you all enjoy Taco Bell or these famous restaurants.
Right. Right. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
thank
Good luck in
you.
the
Yeah.
tournament.
Very
We'll
much.
talk again after you win the state title.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for some positivity. The princess of positivity is here, Kelsey Beimer. She is going to wear that cape for all her broadcasts throughout the winter coming up in basketball season.
am.
So make sure you go up and say hi to her. Are you going to take the wand with you?
I might. It is pretty cool.
It is really cool. Now, Kelsey, you are a positive person. You love to
Try to
keep
be.
track of all the positivity in
Yep.
sports. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, we have quite a bit actually here in my glass slipper. So let's see. First off, this one's a couple weeks old, but I don't know that we've talked about it on the show. And I think we have to. Lima seniors Willie Foster committed to play to play basketball at Northern Kentucky University. So really cool for him. Yeah.
That was a great environment over there. They had a huge turnout for his signing. Northern Kentucky getting a good one.
Exactly. He'll get down there and really get after it, but he's got a senior year to really perform as well this year. So I'm excited to watch Willie and see what he does and what the Spartans do this year.
Brady, when you watch him, does it remind you of a young Brady Stabler dunking down?
Pretty similar, except everything that he does on the court. No, I mean he's must-see entertainment in this area, and a nice pipeline of Lima players in Northern Kentucky. There's been several good ones heading down that way, and he's the next one. So congratulations to him.
We should get like a dunkometer for him, right? Every
We
dunk
really
he gets,
should.
keep track of it. Maybe get
Yeah.
a sponsor, a Foster dunk
That would be
sponsor.
so cool.
That'd be good.
Just put a reel together at the end of the season, all of his dunks. It would be a long one. All right, let's see what else we have here. Miles, this one was close to home for you. Van Wert's Griffin McCracken. He made a 51-yard
Yeah.
field goal in their win on over OG on Friday, and that was also a school record. A 51-yard field goal in high school. That's big
It's
time.
Absolutely insane. Look, when he lined up for it, we're like, oh, that's cool that they're going to give him
Yeah.
a shot at it. But then it hit the crossbar and bounced over there. It was absolutely amazing. Great job, Griffin McCracken.
Well, he's kicking off the turf too, so that helps, right? No,
shade, Dave.
no, exactly.
This is a
I know
positive
Griffin
segment.
and I know the family, and just kudos to him. That's a real nice achievement. And he wants the team to win. That's number one. But when he gets an opportunity to like that to cash in, good for Griff.
Yeah.
Longest field goal you ever seen, Brady?
Just about. I mean, in high school, I don't know
Yeah.
that I've seen any that long. So yeah.
They're really impressive. All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh, this one I love. Elida Jr. Lexi Good. Remember, I say she's a junior. She became the all-time leading soccer scorer in school history after scoring her 89th career goal. Just a junior. She still has a whole another year, and she's already broken the entire school record, boys and girls.
No doubt she gets 100, right?
No doubt.
No
she's
doubt.
averaged like close to 30 a year. Yeah.
What a perfect
fine.
last name for being good at soccer, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And so she'll break her record every time she has another goal.
Yep, she'll just be breaking hers.
And it's a school record. That's what's really neat about it. Boys,
Yeah.
girls, doesn't matter. She's got it.
And I believe it said it was in the 90s is when that record was held. So it's been a long
Yeah,
time.
it stood for quite a while.
And anything like that is good for your program. You know, when you look at the Elida soccer program now, a lot of the youngsters are looking up to that and kind of chasing that, as well as team success, obviously.
Yep.
That's what, 80 some more than what you had in high school?
89 more, yes. I didn't play soccer. So, All right, this one, Dave, Crestview's Matthew Dealey became the first golfer in school history to reach the state competition. Very impressive. I mean, just in general for golf, but for Crestview as well, very cool.
Yeah, and Matthew Dealey's had a goal to make it to this level, and awesome. He's doing it now his senior year. Day one was today, and he is currently 6 over, 8 behind the leaders, 2 under, but he's tied for 10th. All Ohio, first team, 1st through 5th place, second team, 6th through 10th. So he's got something to shoot for tomorrow.
Have you played around with him?
I have not, and that's very disappointing. Yeah, I have not, but I do live on Dealey Drive, and I told Matthew if he wins state championship, we're going to change it to Matt Dealey.
I have seen him golf. I've never played with him, but I've seen him play a lot of rounds over at the golf course in Payne, and I mean he's a great golfer. He's put a lot of time in, but also a great kid, truly. Yes. I mean, a really good kid, really good family. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I need you to ask him if he can give me lessons because my golf game needs a little bit of work. So
I think we can make that happen.
All right, good deal.
Didn't you hit a guy last year with it?
No.
I thought you did. Wasn't there a story that you hit a guy on the golf course?
No. What?
I thought that was, yeah.
No.
Something about a golf cart. I don't know.
No. Guys, don't believe him. I did not hit anybody on the golf course. All right, we got one more here, and I know this is a bit of a volleyball show tonight. We're going to have some interviews. So I just want to give a shout out to the local title leaders. Shawnee won the WBL, New Bremen won the MAC, and Crestview won the NWC. So just a couple there. Give a shout out to some volleyball players as the season's coming to a close. We're getting into playoff time, and a lot of very good talent around this area.
It's one of those few sports that when you watch it, you will lose your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, did you see that, right? Volleyball, the athleticism is through the roof, isn't it?
It just continues to grow, and you're right, the athleticism, Miles, that what you see out there on the court, it's just hard to believe at times that ball's not hitting the floor, and how they exchange and transition from defense to offense, phenomenal. And yeah, we've got some ladies coming in tonight that we're talking to that are very, very good at volleyball.
There's phenomenal volleyball in this area. I don't think a lot of people realize and appreciate just how good the volleyball is right here in this area.
Yeah.
All right, let's dig into the games that we have on the menu here at WSN this week. 5 huge matchups. Let's start with the first one. Columbus Grove and LCC just might determine the NWC. Brady, we talked about how great this Columbus Grove defense has been. How do you see this one?
Well, I think it's going to be a great game. You mentioned it, Grove. They've given up 7 points since those first 3 games that they lost. So obviously a lot of defense, but I'm looking at the quarterback matchup. You have Landon Best, you have Brady Parker. If LCC is going to put up points, I think it's going to be the dual threat ability of Brady Parker, having to do it some through the air, but also with his legs.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be calling this one with Randy Roberts. Dave, when you look at this, man, it is a star-studded lineup. Baxter, Best, McClure, you got Falke, Parker, you got the Jackson White, the receiver, but I think the offensive line for LCC might be the difference.
They are. I'm very impressed with the offensive line of LCC and just their overall attitude. They play with a purpose of being very, very physical.
Oh, they are.
I had a chance to talk to Tim Goodwin, the coach of Marion Local, before the game this past Friday night.
Look at him name dropping. How about that?
And we did. We brought up LCC, and I said, Coach, they remind me of a MAC team. Yeah. They really do. And he said, well, I got a lot of things to worry about before I need to think about LCC, but I appreciate the information. But I look for LCC to be real physically minded in this game, being physical tough, and it'll be a good one. But I think LCC's got a little bit more on that offensive line.
It's a marquee matchup. I'm excited for it. Let's dig into game number 2. Mark Shine and Jerry Snodgrass. It's Elida at Wapak. You just wonder, Dave, can Elida score enough against a very potent Wapak offense?
Yeah, exactly. I had Elida a couple weeks ago against Salina. It was 21 halftime, and then Salina scores 21 unanswered points in the second half. Was very surprised by that. And you're right, Wapak, they have all the weapons, and Moyer and company, and they are just very, very tough. I think you're going to have a situation here where, again, Parker Krim is going to be isolated in the sense that Wapak's going to run everything away from him, and he's just going to be trying to do everything he can to affect this team defensively, but it's going to be a challenge.
Has to be a low-scoring affair for
Elida
to win this one.
Yes.
All right, arguably the two best defenders in the WBL, Parker Krim for Elida, Darren Hauser for Wapak. How do you see this one, Brady?
Well, when you look at Parker Krim, the question becomes, can you force Moyer into making any mistakes? And he really never does it. He completes about 90% of his passes. I think only 1 or 2 interceptions on the year, or turnovers in general. So can he force him into mistakes? It's going to be a tall task for Elida, but we'll see. That's why you play the game.
That's why you play the game. Parker Krim was on the sideline for Illinois with Ohio State. I wondered maybe at the end of the game if he kind of meandered over to Ryan Day and said, hey, Ryan, I haven't signed yet.
Well, I thought the Illinois defense played pretty well, so he's like, hey, I might be able to fit right in here and make some things happen.
All right, let's move on to game number 3. Patrick Hamler and Josiah Stober will be on the call. It is Marion Local 8-0 against Minster at 5-3. Boy, Minster got off to a really good start, but what has happened since?
Well, it's such an interesting year this year in the MAC, because when you look at the different games and you try to use the transitive property, okay, they beat them, so it doesn't work that way.
No.
And in the MAC, it's all about matchups this year. And the thing about Marion Local is when teams have had some success against them, and I'm sure, Dave, you'll mention this as well and agree with it, it's when you have success in the trenches and up front. That's where you have to beat them at. Does that play into Minster's hands? It'll all depend on what they're able to do up front on both sides of the ball.
Concerned that they've been blown out by Coldwater and St. Henry, and now they have another marquee matchup.
Yeah, I think there's definitely probably some concern there, but it's all about how do you respond to a little adversity, and do you learn from those weeks and get better, or do you kind of stay down in that rut?
Yeah, Dave, Lucky Charms, is that the breakfast of choice for Marion Local lately? I mean, first they got, let's be honest, all right? They got the catch that wasn't a catch that helped them win. And then maybe a dicey, you guys said it was a great decision by Anna going for 2. I'm from the mindset you extend the game as long as possible, let your kids win, right? Furthermore, maybe come up with a different 2-point conversion play. Marion Local, Charmed Life, Lucky Charms, breakfast.
Well, yeah, and they had Mesher and Kale Nagel both guarding Plyman on that
he's right. Yeah. The window was about that big.
Yeah, but Cam Eifert was slicing through the Anna defense in the overtime. So again, I have no issue with going for 2 in that situation right there. But Marion Local Minster, I think Marion Local, again, they are learning every week and working to get better. And their line play is tremendous. They have veterans on that line, and Minster, they had to replace a lot. Not saying that those kids aren't responding, but they're just younger.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Dave, you got a good one. You and Jack McGuire are going to be out at Versailles versus Coldwater. Versailles 4-4, Coldwater 5-3, 4-2. We sang the praises of Coldwater a week ago. They figured things out. Well, oops, they went and threw 3 interceptions this past week.
Yeah, exactly. What's going to be interesting about this one is both teams are coming off a loss. Versailles, they really haven't bounced back since that Marion Local game. They've lost 3 in a row now. So I think it's a situation where both teams trying to establish themselves, trying to put themselves in playoff position so they can really build and get into the playoffs and go from there.
Yeah, were you surprised that Coldwater lost to New Bremen?
I was, but I saw New Bremen early in the season. I was very impressed with them, and we've seen them really show some flashes this year at times. I mean, they played very well against Versailles earlier in the year as well and knocked them off too. Both these teams, I look at Versailles and I look at Coldwater, up and down for both of them this year, right? But it feels like Versailles has really having a hard time getting out of this rut. They've lost the last 3. So we'll see, but I think it's going to be really tough for them against a Coldwater team because they're going to be playing angry coming off of that loss.
How good is Dickey?
He's good. He's very good. Yep, he's elusive. He makes very good decisions, but he's just a great athlete.
Do you think practice at Coldwater this week with Chip Otten is going to be up-tempo a little bit?
Up-tempo, most definitely, and really have his charges ready to go Friday night.
All right, game number 5, Danny Holbrook, Darren Gilbert on the call. Pandora Gilboa against Ada. Brady, if you look at the common schedule, they both played Arcadia. Ada beat them 35-0. PG beat them 38-0. Can you get anything from that?
Maybe a little bit. I like this Pandora team a lot. And you look at their 3 losses. You got 7-1 Bluffton, 7-1 Lipsick, and 8-0 Liberty Benton. I mean, they're battle tested. They're beating the teams they should. They've lost to some of the more better teams in the area. So we'll see. I think Ada's going to have their hands full, and I think this Pandora Gilboa team is kind of flying under the radar, but they've played some really tough opponents.
There was a score last week that I think we all looked at and was, ooh, that's an odd score, right? Ada losing losing 42-3 to Van Buren. Would that surprise you?
It did surprise me. And, Van Buren, they're having a solid year as well, but I think just the discrepancy, the margin, 42 to that's what really got me.
Now, a guy I really like for Pandora Gilboa, Corey Girton, the quarterback, seems like the way he goes is how they go. Now, both these teams have had tough ones against Liberty Benton, but then again, who hasn't, right?
Exactly.
Everybody's beaten Liberty Benton, right? How does this Pandora Gilboa team have success against Ada?
Well, I think they just come with a physical presence. That tough-mindedness that PG kids typically have whenever we competed against them in basketball is like, oh boy, you better make sure you're ready to roll. And I know that that's part of their football mantra as well.
All right. I'm glad that I have the best game this week, right, Dave? Right.
No, I think I do.
They're going to be fantastic games. Enjoy watching all the games of the week here on WOSN. All right, guys, it's time for our Power 5 and our Sensational Stolly Player of the Week. Dave, who's your Sensational Stolly Player of the Week?
Well, I'm going to go back to that A&M Marion local game, and I'm going to go with Logan Ziegenbusch from Anna. I mean, I know his team lost, but he's
dynamic.
Yeah, he threw for 188 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had an interception on defense, and it was just his presence. He just was really locked in, and his team fed off of that. Now, I also think you could make a case for both lines. And the guys in the trenches both ways just laid it all on the line. But I'm going to go with Ziegenbusch because, again, he put his team in position to win, and he just kept coming back whenever he faced adversity. He's a dual-threat quarterback. They tried to run him a lot just initially right away, and it didn't work. He made his yards off of scrambles when he decided to tuck it and go, and he was very effective. But just a great, great kid. He's a sophomore as well.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's going to be
watch out for Anna.
Yeah, going to be interesting to watch them the next 2 years.
Brady's Sensational Stolly Player of the Week is?
I'm going Zach Welch. I mean, we had him in here in studio a couple weeks ago when I was here. I mean, hard to argue. 368 through the air, 2 touchdowns, 162 on the ground with 5 touchdowns. I mean, he's putting up some big numbers.
He is.
And I know we talked about it a few weeks ago when they were here setting up that potential big matchup for next week.
It's tough when you look at the WBL and say who's the best quarterback, right? Because you got Moyer, you got Welch, you got Spiker. I mean, I don't want to be in that meeting having to select first-team players, right?
Correct.
All right, top 5 guys. Well, before we do that, I should probably name mine, right? Look, anytime a guy kicks a 51-yard field goal, you have to go with that, right? And I've been accused of being a guy that doesn't like kickers, right? Well, I'm telling you, I love Griffin McCracken. 51 yards against OG right before the half.
Him from last week.
Dude, it was unbelievable.
So
they even iced him. OG called timeout to ice him. They're down big points in their ice him, which was great. And then he hits that crossbar, boink, over top, and talked to him after the game. It was awesome. I said, who's the best kicker in the family? He goes, well, I'm better than my brother. I go, well, who's better than Dad? And he says, nobody's better than Dad.
Now, wait a second.
That's smart.
Dad was a Lincoln View grad. They don't even have football. You didn't know that, did you?
He can kick, though. Eric McCracken can kick, I tell you. So congratulations to Griffin McCracken. Fantastic. And what a team guy he was to talk to. He gave all his teammates a lot of praise on that one. All right, now let's get into the Power 5. Brady, you go first. Your Power 5.
I'm guessing we're going to have some similarities here, but I'm going, I'll go keep Marion local at number 1 until they're knocked off.
Really? Number 1, huh?
Wapakoneta, and then I'll go Liberty Benton, LCC, and St. Henry. Just kind of hanging around there at number 5 still.
LCC, if they happen to have a hiccup this week, do they drop out of it?
Probably, I would say it's going to be close.
Right.
But, man, they've proven it already against some good opponents. And, I mean, there's not going to be any shame in losing that game this week.
Every time they have what looks like an obstacle in front of them, they just run right through it, don't they? Yeah, I like LCC a lot. Dave, you're 5.
Very similar to Brady's, Marion local, Wapak, LCC, St. Henry, and then I'm still going to keep Bath in there at number 5.
Yeah, how could you not, right? They score a ton of points. They're playing enough defense. I don't know how you stop them. How do you stop Bath?
I don't know.
Shorten the game?
You have to try, I think, but they're going to score. You're going to have to outscore them.
Yeah, you're right. All right, now here's the real Power 5, guys. I have Liberty Benton on top. No more Marion local at number 1.
Wow, that's big.
Look at the work of Liberty Benton. They have just Peter rolled absolutely everybody all season long, right?
What conference are they in, and how much bigger are
they
than
winning,
everybody
Dave.
else?
They're not getting catches that aren't catches to help them. They're getting 2-point conversions. They're not eating Lucky Charms, Dave.
What division are they in?
They are beating people. Now, I will say this. They have to match up at some point in time in the playoffs against Liberty Center.
Yes.
Can they finally get by Liberty Center? Well, we're going to find out, right? But this is a real impressive Liberty Benton team. I have Marion Local, number 2, okay? Lucky Charms on the breakfast table. LCC at number 3, Wapakoneta at number 4. Really, 3-4, can you really say it's interchangeable? It sure is. But how about this? Entering it for the first time all year, bouncing back from 0-3.
I thought about
0-0-7-0-0, playing lights out defense. Plus, I'm pumping up. We got them on TV, right? It's a big game. LCC, right? Columbus Grove. Boys at number 5. I don't know if you saw this, but Best only 2 incompletions last week. The kid is dialing up at quarterback. They are electric on offense, great on defense, peaking at the right time.
Work to be done yet, though, for them. They got a couple tough ones to end the year here, so we'll see. We'll see how that holds up.
I like it, though. I like it. All right. Let's go to the Buckeye Corner, guys. A little OH.
Go Bucks.
It's time for the Buckeye Corner, guys. Moving along. You win football games. You win more football games. More games become important. A huge win. I think anytime you go to Illinois and get a win, that's a good win, isn't it?
Particularly against this Illinois team. I mean, they were a good football team, explosive offense, and once again for Ohio State, the defense shows up and kind of saves the day once again.
I thought the offense played pretty well early, though.
They did. They got off on the right foot, and then it just sort of became like we're not able to get into third or fourth gear. We're just sort of stuck in second gear, and it's a long football season. We've heard that before, and it was interesting. Coach Day, after last week's win over Minnesota, he was talking about perfection and you don't stick the ball out there and this. And then this week, the offense wasn't hitting on all cylinders, and in the post game, he was just very positive about the offense. And I think that's what good coaches do.
All right, before we get to our choice of the Buckeye, I do want to kind of pick on that a little bit.
Okay.
One of the first questions that Ryan Day was asked in the post game press conference was like, Coach, what about the slow start on offense? Wait a minute. We kicked a field goal on the first possession, scored a touchdown. Are they kind of like being penalized because everybody believes they should score in every single play?
It's nitpicking, and I think it's because it's a lot different this year from what we've seen of Ohio State teams in the past. You know, we're seeing this team not as explosive offensively, not as much down the field, winning with more defense. And I think it's just an adjustment for all Ohio State fans and really all of college football to get used to the different style of play.
Dave, do you believe they're being penalized because everybody's expectation is they should score on every play?
Yeah, and that's our own fault as rabid Buckeye fans.
Yeah, we're crazy.
We think it should happen every single play, all night long. And I will say, though, can he throw a deep ball?
He can. He threw a really nice one for 33 yards that, for some reason, they said was incomplete.
Yeah.
That was odd, wasn't it?
But he can throw more than one, can he?
I would throw it every series.
Yeah. But it does seem like at times we're still just holding back, and I hope we don't do that in the last regular season game like we have in the past.
All right, now, Brady, I do have a question about offensive philosophy. We recruit 5-star receivers. That's what we do, right? Why are we so infatuated with putting 3 and 4 tight ends on the field?
I'm not sure because it's really limiting the explosiveness, but this is what I think. I think it's because the offensive line that Ohio State has, I think they're great in pass pro. I do not think they're good run blockers.
Not yet.
I think they're really struggling, and I think they're having more tight ends in there to try to open up some more lanes to get the run game going. But with that, a lot of times in those packages, it's play action, then it's max protection, and you only have 1 or 2 guys running routes down the field. So it's hurting the offense in explosiveness, but they're trying to help the run game in that way is what I think it is.
The most explosive runner we have, Bo Jackson. Now, I will say this. I don't play him this week. You know why? It's clear he's got an ankle injury, right? Not nearly explosive as he was early in the year, right?
Correct.
Sit him this week against Wisconsin. You have another week off because he's a different runner when he's not explosive.
And you might have another week off because we play Penn State.
Oh, I'll get to them in a second. All right, now let's look at the last game against Illinois. Who is the Buckeye for this past Saturday?
I'm going with Jermaine Matthews.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I know what he did in the game, but I still was impressed with the position change and everything. Coming into this game, just so impressed. And I do give honorable mention to Igbenogson.
Yes.
I think it was Illinois' game plan. We're going to throw it at Igbenogson, hoping for a penalty. Second option will be an incomplete pass. Third option might be a catch, and then fourth option would be an interception. I really think they're playing for the penalty every time they threw his way.
I love Igbenogson, but he does worry me. A big game in the playoffs, maybe he gets handsy. Like he's on the field, he's touching somebody all the time.
Absolutely.
Right, could you see a moment where they finally call it?
Definitely.
Well, they called it last year in the Michigan game.
Yeah. And I was glad that it happened. I was waiting for it to happen, a team to really target him, and I felt like this was the week, and he somewhat passed the test, I would say. I don't think he got an A, but I think, he was in that.
my honorable mention.
Yeah, he was in that B range, but he is doing a lot better of turning his head around, getting his head back to the football, which is kind of helping limit some of those penalties.
I did like his quote after the game. They were interviewing him, and they said, he had 4 pass breakups. What do you say to that? And he says, stop throwing at me. Yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Love his confidence. Who is your Buckeye for this past game?
It's Arvell Reese about every week at this point, I think. It is just unbelievable watching how many different ways they're utilizing him. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. He might be in the first half of the first round at this point. I mean, the way he's rushing the passer, the way that he's dropping back and playing middle if he needs to. Yeah, I mean, he has been unbelievable. I'm not sure I've ever seen a player improve from one season to the next for Ohio State as much as Arvell Reese has.
I just want to point out, too, that when he was in high school, that Danny Holbrook, our good friend, all right, had him against Van Wert in the snow. And Danny came back, and he's like, I don't get it. I don't know why the Buckeyes are getting that kid. I didn't see anything out of him. So when it comes to talent evaluation, Danny Holbrook is not your guy.
But it's taking some time.
No, he's a stud, isn't he? He's just an absolute monster. All right, I had Jermaine Matthews Jr. because moving back into the slot, I think he's going to be a Pro Bowl type slot corner in the NFL. I think that's a natural position for him. Allowed us to see a little bit of Devin Sanchez on the outside. I think we need to see more of Devin Sanchez on the outside because he needs to show a lot more than what he showed. Like, he was a little nervous, I think, at times on Saturday. But I thought Matthews, especially with the first interception on the deflection, was fantastic. He is a big-time player. But since you picked him, I'm going to go with Carson Hinsman. Carson Hinsman, I don't know if you guys – do you watch line play a lot during watching the game?
Not as much as I should.
When I watch it back, I do a little bit more.
Right. He is a guy that, as a former lineman, absolutely love because he blocks to the whistle, right? And if a guy thinks the play's over, it's not over for Carson. He is going to push you over a pile. He is going to pancake you. I absolutely love that mean nastiness because you got to have that on the offensive line.
Well, let's talk just about how he's improved as well. You know, he couldn't snap the ball 2 years ago.
No, you're right about that.
And they bring in, what was his name, from Alabama, the center last year.
McLaughlin.
Yeah,
Seth.
McLaughlin, you know, and then he gets hurt, and Heinzman steps back in, and boom, he takes advantage of his opportunity.
Plus, he's got that old-style face mask with the bar in the middle.
It's awesome.
Love it. It's old school, right?
There's some awesome highlights that he and Luke Montgomery are putting together on some double teams in the run game. It's impressive.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. All right, now, this Illinois team came away impressed. I don't think they're, an elite team, but I do say they could be a playoff team. What do you think, Brady?
They could be.
Yeah.
They could. I would agree with you on that. I don't think they're going to go and win a playoff game. I don't think they're going to go somewhere else and win a playoff game, but I could see them.
Maybe at home. If they get a home playoff game, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Ooh. It's going to be.
Who wants to play there in December?
Nobody does.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, what about playoff team, Dave?
I don't know. I'm going to go by process of elimination. Right now, you've got Ohio State, you've got Indiana. I still think Oregon's relevant, and you got a USC trying to make a case right now. And then there is that team up north.
Somebody's going to get in with 3 losses this year, I think.
I don't know.
I really do. I mean, you look at the top 6 teams in college football are elite. Other than that, it's all a mixed bag. All right, now let's take a look at one team that probably is not going to be in and was going to be a big game at one point in time. Big noon kickoff on November 1st. Penn State fires James Franklin 15 days ago. 15 days ago, they're a national championship contender. They are beating Oregon at home in a whiteout. 15 days later, James Franklin, bye-bye. Don't feel bad for James. He's getting $49 million to walk away. He's going to make $22,000 an hour. $22,000 a day, rather. I'm sorry. A day. $22,000 a day. Who's going to be the next guy at Penn State?
Oh, it's tough. That Matt Rule's name's being floated around.
Penn State guy?
Ed Orgeron, I've heard.
Oh, really? That wouldn't bother me.
A little bit of that.
Put Ed there.
I don't know, and I think they're in a tough situation now, and part of me does feel bad for James Franklin a little bit because Ohio State is part of the reason he got fired, not just because of Ohio State beating him, but because of what Ohio State did last year. We're going to bring everybody back, pay up in the portal, and then go win a national championship. That's now the standard, and as soon as Penn State this year, they tried to follow a similar formula, they get eliminated, and he gets eliminated.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It didn't work out, did it, Dave?
No, it didn't work out. And again, it speaks to how intense you have to be as a head coach and just make sure you got all your I's dotted,
everything
T's
matters.
crossed, because anything can put you in the wrong direction and it snowballs. But Kurt Signetti.
You think Spaghetti gets it, huh? If he wants it?
Yeah,
He's 65 years old, though. And Dave, you being an old guy, you know the energy's not there, right?
I'm not 65, but man.
Could you imagine being a head football coach at Penn State at your age?
No.
No, right?
No way.
The energy level's got to be insane, right?
I can't imagine myself being a head coach at any Division I school of my age. I don't know how those guys do it. I'm so impressed.
Man, that'd be great. They introduce you, and the fans are like, who?
I went undefeated in JV basketball.
There you go, baby. Give me some names that you think might be in consideration.
Signetti, and I also think Brian Hartline might get a good look here.
Okay, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, do you think if Hartline took that job, Ohio State receivers, some of them would go with him?
I think so.
Do you really?
I think some would, yeah.
I do not.
You don't think so?
I think the what is Ohio State and everything, that culture, that climate. Love you, Coach. Good luck.
Could be.
Let me throw a couple names at you and let me see what you think could be. You brought Matt Rule. We talked about Spaghetti being the coach. PJ Fleck. What do you think?
No.
I think that would be awesome for PJ to get that opportunity, and it's whether Penn State wants to talk to him or not, but I think he would be interested.
All he needs is an interview, right?
Correct.
You put PJ in that room, he is selling you that car.
Yes.
You are going to be driving that car off the lot. PJ would, if they interview him, PJ gets that job, I think.
Isn't he what Penn State needs right now?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
That enthusiasm, that just high energy. Ooh.
That insanity.
Yeah.
How about Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like Kenny. I think he's a good football coach.
Don't know much about him.
Yeah,
you got to help me
You got to like him, man, because he coached Cam Scatabo, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you got to like that guy. All right, last thing about the Buckeyes right here. We'll start with you, Brady. Concerns about Wisconsin at all?
No, and I think Wisconsin might be closer to the worst team in the Big Ten than what people want to admit. They're at 2 wins right now. You look at the rest of their schedule, there's not a guaranteed win left on their schedule. It's very tough. They have to play Ohio State, they have to play Oregon, they have to play Washington, they have to play Indiana, they have a rivalry game with Minnesota. I think they win maybe 1 or 2 games the rest of the way. If they win 2, that would be a win for them to get to 4-8. But I think this is it for the Luke Fickell era.
Are you surprised it hasn't worked for Luke?
I am a little bit. I'm surprised that they haven't been able to do more because initially he was getting some recruits in there. And Wisconsin, you're always going to have that pipeline of toughness and strength and offensive line and defense, and it just has not worked out for him.
Dave, any concerns about Wisconsin?
Not concerned about this game with Wisconsin, but do have concerns for Coach Fickell.
Yeah.
And I think he has a soft spot in Ohio State fans' hearts, and you talk about making those decisions. Well, a couple of years ago, they decided we're going to go a little more with the spread and throw the ball around.
Brought in the air raid, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when you make that decision and then you want to go back to the other way, I think that's what we're seeing now. They're paying the price for having changed philosophies a couple times, and it's going to cost him, I'm afraid.
Go back to getting the giant 400-pound lineman. You can always
Barry
get
Alvarez.
You can always get that one running back from the state, right?
Ron Dane.
When they were running the football and they were going 2 tight ends and road grading, weren't you terrified of them?
Exactly.
I was convinced. I was
Scares you.
convinced they were going to beat Ohio State every time.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when they did get a quarterback like Russell Wilson, then they were a contender, big time. So.
And then Braxton Miller beats them still.
Correct.
A bad Buckeye team still was able to beat them. All right, final score, Buckeyes win by how much?
24.
They win by 24? Okay. Buckeyes win by how much?
I'm going to say 35.
35?
I don't know that Wisconsin scores.
I agree with you there. I think it's 35-0 at halftime, and alumni are in Luke Fickell's office packing up his stuff and helping him walk out with it. I think the Buckeyes win that one easy. Guys, this has been the 3 Wise Men. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back at it again next week.